All right, bro, let's take a look at this. So this video is called Why Everyone Hates Ludwig. And, you know, it's actually funny. I have a story about Ludwig. So back in 2024, when I was at VidCon, there's this mall that's nearby, and I'm in this mall, and there's a Spencer's in this mall, and I'm just around the mall, you know, just whatever. It's enjoying it. It's nice. It's summer. And I see Ludwig in the Spencer's, and he's literally in the dildo section of Spencer's, and he calls over a worker, and he literally says, this is a direct quote. I heard him say this. He said, "Are these the biggest ones that you have?" And then the lady is like, "Yeah, no, you know, this is the biggest we have." And he goes, this is what he says. He goes, in a very stern way, almost Karen-esque, he goes, "I need bigger." And then he starts yelling. He starts yelling this out repeatedly. He starts chanting this, "I need bigger. I need bigger." And it's the whole store, everyone's turning and they're looking at him as he's causing a commotion. He goes, "I need bigger." And he's just yelling this over and over again. And I said to someone near me, I'm like, wait, this guy's famous, right? And I thought this was like a joke for one of the videos. And he literally takes his shirt off and he's swinging it. He goes, "I need bigger. I need bigger." And he starts yelling and he's literally begging. He's like begging the workers. He says, "I need bigger. I need bigger." And it was the weirdest thing. I left. It was insane. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. That's a true story. I didn't just make that up right now for comedic effect. That did actually happen.
I think Ludwig is a liar. I think he's a snake, and I think he would throw anybody under the bus to avoid a hate threat of his own.
Damn, cue the fight scene.
Fight back! Fight back!
Well, guys, it's officially official that the internet hates Ludwig.
Oh,
People are hating on him from platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and
I'll be 100% honest, bro. I had a back and forth with him on Twitter. This part is real. Forget the stupid fake story. This part's real. I was so drunk one night, and I sent him a message on Twitter because he had DM'd me complaining that I flamed him about some Chris Tyson shit. And I think I asked him, like, what bars in because he went to Arizona State University and I was there for a bit and then I dropped out to do this shit. And I asked him if there was any bars that take fake IDs. I literally asked him because Reddit didn't have any answers, and I literally asked him, I was like, "Bro, do you know any bars that take fake IDs nearby?" Because he went there, and I was like, maybe he knows. I was so fucked up. Forget that ever happened, though.
even his own YouTube.
But anyway, you'd think he knows because his friend Mango is an alcoholic who gets drunk at his parties and harasses women. So maybe I should ask Mango.
YouTube comment section. And today, we're going to talk about why. But before we continue, I want to show you something disturbing. Your phone number, past addresses, even stuff you thought was private, all listed without your permission. And event called Burial Kart, and it's an event where people there are drinking beer and playing the video game Mario Kart. And I'm not gonna lie, I originally thought Ludwig came up with this event, but then I went on Reddit and saw some guy talking about it from 15 years ago. Like, that's a little crazy. Anyways, during this drinking game slash gaming event, Ludwig invited a bunch of his friends, with one of them in particular called Mango, basically being an alcoholic. And I'm not saying he's an alcoholic because I watched a WestJet video and saw him humping a chair that Cinna was on.
You were gonna give me a full shot?
Is it like good? Like we have some.
Bro, Cinna kind of cute, but there's no reason to be doing all this, bro. Why do you got the iDubbbz tattoo as well? The eagle?
Or no?
No, it's good. It's good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
No, that's insane.
lie. I don't know what he was doing, but I was calling him an alcoholic because Ludwig literally called him an alcoholic.
Mango is like an alcoholic. Mango can drink 30 beers and act the same he does.
That's almost Hitlerian, that mustache.
No beers. He's a machine of a man.
He said he had 7 beers already today.
So based on these two clips, we know that Mango is a guy that's addicted to alcohol, which is not good.
I beg to differ. Cheers.
We also know that when he's drunk,
That's a joke, guys, okay? That was a prop.
he can't really control himself based on Exhibit 1. And from this other clip, we also know that Ludwig, the guy who invited him
He literally invited all of the top female streamers as well. Yeah, good thinking. Yeah, put an alcoholic in the room with the top female streamers that he's gonna hump the chairs of. That's great thinking, Ludwig. He's literally an alcoholic. Let's get him to Bureau Kart so that he can do all of the things that he does when he's drunk that gets him into, let's just say, a lot of trouble.
To the event that's based around alcohol already knows that he's an addict, which is problem number one that a lot of people have an issue with.
Why wasn't I invited, guys?
Because for starters, why would you invite your friend to something that you know is not good for them? Imagine having a friend that's like addicted to gambling and then you offer him a free ride to the casino with you. Like, that's not good at all. And of course, since he can't really handle himself when he's drunk, he's going to either make a fool of himself or do something he might regret while he's being live streamed in front of thousands of people the whole time. And the crazy thing is, that's not even the worst part, because not only did Ludwig invite him knowingly with all that background knowledge and stuff, Ludwig was encouraging him to get more drunk than he already was.
No way.
Guys, Mango just blew a .25!
Oh my god! Oh, that's awesome.
Mango just blew a .32.
That is my go.
Hey, everybody! Mango just blew a .32!
Dude.
To be clear, that is
Is he trying to kill him?
dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
He was definitely drunk, dude.
In terms of the numbers that Ludwig kept saying, like,
That's you can't drive, you can't operate large machinery, you can't really do anything. You certainly can't consent.
0.25
He probably doesn't care about that part.
or
though.
0.32, I forgot to mention that at this event, Ludwig had a breath
Wait, who took a photo of this?
0.25 or 0.32. I forgot to mention that
You see that little flash?
at this event, Ludwig had a breathalyzer. You know, one of those devices that the cops have when they pull you over to test your alcohol limit. So yeah, he was using one of those to gauge just how drunk people were. And when his friend Mango blew on it, he blew a 0.32. And of course, I'm no expert on alcohol levels and all of that. So I asked ChatGPT, and Chat said blowing a 0.32 on a breathalyzer is extremely
Let's see, the 0.08 is the legal limit for driving, so he is 4 times the legal limit. 8 times 4 is 32, is that correct? 8, 16, 24, 32. Yeah, so he's 4 times the legal driving limit. Let's see, 0.15 plus 0.3 is considered severe intoxication. So he's over the level of severely intoxication. 0.3 plus to 0.4 is in the range of possible coma and death. So he's in the range of possible coma and death.
dangerous and life-threatening.
Nice.
And just for reference, the legal limit for driving is
So at this level, you may experience near unconsciousness, vomiting, irregular breathing, hypothermia, seizures, and death. You might die.
0.08%, which means Mango blew 4.
And I might get in trouble for this, but I'm gonna say it, and I think, and hopefully you take this in the most charitable way possible. I gotta party with this guy. I gotta see if it's real, if that was CGI. Like, this can't be real. This looks insane.
4 times the legal limit. And do you know what Ludwig's response was to that information?
Get those numbers up.
Let's up those numbers!
ChatGPT also said that at a 0.32 blood alcohol content, you may experience vomiting, an inability to stand or walk, slow or irregular breathing, and a high risk of alcohol poisoning and death. But we all know what Ludwig said.
Dangerous.
Let's up those numbers. Now that's awesome. I don't care what anyone says.
After this is when he started getting really touchy. Mango then got really close to Senna's face, and I guess she got uncomfortable. So she like playfully asked somebody to stand in between her and him.
Pull me back, pull me back.
Yo, sorry, I was seeing in the deepest pockets. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, let's not up those numbers.
No, I'm holding the back right now. I'm holding the back.
And even though it was low key, I could definitely see what she was doing. Because I mean,
Yeah, if you playfully tell someone to get away, like the sincerity is buried below the joke.
once again, he's a drunk man.
I'm gonna be honest though, I think that Ludwig inviting the alcoholic is just like insane. Like, that's actually crazy. Like, that's crazy that you know some guy legitimately is a fucking alcoholic and you're like, hey, let's get him to Bureau Kart. That is insane. Ludwig's father died of complications of alcohol, as well as how he thinks this was a good idea even before the Mango thing. Being a creep is insane.
And 4
I mean, I won't lie, like, okay, I mean, it's not that it's like a good idea or a bad idea. Like, Bureau Kart is content, let's not even lie. And I think drinking and like the Nelk boys do this, it's not like that it's like a good idea, but it's just like, you gotta be smart with who you invite, because what you're doing is already kind of risky. Then you're layering risk on it by inviting an alcoholic.
times the legal limit. Nothing good can come
And what do you consider, like, what do we consider an alcoholic? Like, how many times a week drinking is an alcoholic? Like 2 or 3? No, not 2 or 3. It's gotta be like every day. day or 4 times a week, right? Me? Okay, that's ridiculous. That's literally ridiculous. I didn't drink the entire month of like March, April. I probably had 1 drink in April. May I drank like a bit. And then June, it's summer. I've been drinking like once a week, max. So every day? Yeah, no, definitely not me. I don't even like alcohol that much. Like Coronas are great. Beer is good, but hard liquor I can't stand. Tequila I think is disgusting. Rum, disgusting. Vodka is just like, it's so hard to get, you know, hard to get it down. Binging is an alcoholic symptom as well. Binging, like binge, like what is that? Like just like drink. But that's like at a party. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I think it's definitely tough, but who knows?
From him being in your face. I also forgot to mention that he did
You had vodka on your nightstand? Yeah, well, it was empty and I was too lazy to clean it up. There was a difference.
harass some other girls at the event, but because of YouTube guidelines, we're not going to show that.
I thought you were Mango. I got control. You from behind. Get off me. Oh my god. He thrust so nicely.
The true face of defeat. After this event and insane display of drunkery, Mango was then dropped by his gaming organization.
Oh no! No!
And I'm not gonna lie, if I got dropped by Cloud9, I would be sobbing. We are aware of the recent incident involving Joseph.
Okay, but Cloud9 hasn't been good in years, right? Well, I don't know how good their League of Legends team is, but I know that their Counter-Strike team doesn't exist anymore, right? Does C9 still have a Counter-Strike team? I don't know. All I know is Vitality runs that game.
Mango and fully
It's probably not ideal. I'll agree.
acknowledge the concerns raised.
He's a Smash player or something, right?
By our community and partners. Regardless of tenure or accomplishments, the behavior demonstrated is entirely unacceptable and directly conflicts with our organization's
They literally said, although he's the GOAT, he just can't be touching people.
core values. We maintain a zero tolerance stance regarding harassment or any other form of inappropriate conduct. So yeah, basically he got cooked for how we acted on the event and the stream. And you know what? That's valid. Organizations have rules and he broke them. But do you know who else came out and condemned Mango's actions?
Ludwig.
The same guy that was getting him more drunk.
Who said, let's get those numbers up?
So I feel really bad about that. And, you know, I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable and talked to them. But also, and I already told Mango this, I'm no longer inviting Mango to Mogul Moves events. Cause like, you know, it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like the whole point of an event is like, it's a
let's get those numbers up. Oh my God.
fun thing to do, have a good ass time. And if somebody appearing jeopardizes somebody else having a good time, that just can't be a thing. Now I see a lot of dialogue on like broader implications. I'm only worried about my team, my events, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't speak for the Melee community.
Like
I'm not like...
So in a
Okay,
nutshell,
Melee
Ludwig
player.
invited a guy he knew was an alcoholic, encouraged him to drink more, celebrated when he was 4 times the legal limit, watched him get kicked out of his gaming organization, and then basically just kicked him to the curb and told him he cannot come back to any events. What a masterclass in snakeology, bro. That is...
He set him up for failure, dude. He literally set him up for failure and then was like, I don't know what the fuck, bro. I don't know how that happened. He's not invited back, bro.
Absolute cinema.
He followed your instructions.
And luckily, a lot of people on Twitter...
Ludwig when Mango's BAC is 0.32. Oh yeah, the let's shoot for 40 clip. Yeah, this is a classic.
also see what's really going on here. With some people tweeting out, Ludwig used Mango for content and then threw him in the trash. Scumbag invited him to a drinking event when he knows how he gets. Ludwig has always been a spineless grifter, by the way. This should come as no surprise.
I remember when he stopped doing his daily commentary slop content when it became popular and necessary when reporting on internet news to highlight Hassan's wrongdoings. Wrongdoings? Yeah, bro. Wrongdoings. He literally had to stop making the daily Moist Critical-esque videos because every fucking video would be the Hassan situation is crazy because Hassan was just doing more and more crazy shit. Around the time he stopped, if I'm not mistaken, was around when Chris Tyson got exposed. And then after that, Hassan became the #1 streamer to just start controversy every single day. When, you know, because he had the fucking, because then he interviewed the Houthi pirate and then he just kept doing worse shit and then he stopped. And before he stopped, he was running cover for Hassan, basically defending him, and now he stopped. So yeah, not good.
And just saying,
I don't think it's all on Mango. He should take some responsibility for giving him drinks. Well, yeah, he supplied him with it.
I want to make this obvious. I'm not saying this is solely Ludwig's fault. Of course,
Like, I mean, listen, I don't know if there's a problem with inviting him, but, like, if you're going to invite him, then you need to literally make it so that he has no access to the Bureau card. Actually, no, there is a problem with inviting him, because if the whole thing is about drinking, if you invite him, he's going to want to drink, and if you bring him there and you say, hey, you can't drink, I'm doing this to keep you safe, then he's going to feel left out. So you can either make him feel left out in the right way, which is not even giving him access, or you can give him false hope by inviting him and then giving him no drinks. So you're either doing, you know, it's either the hard truth or, like, the snaky truth. The snaky truth is, hey, you're here, but you can't drink. The hard truth is, you can't come because you can't drink. And he did the snaky truth.
Of course, it still 100% falls on Mango.
He definitely does look like he would be crazy at Smash.
Because at the end of the day, he's the only one that's responsible for himself. However, I also feel like Ludwig is a terrible friend to Mango.
I'm sorry, and I'm going to say this again. Ludwig, you are just as at fault for what happened on that day when you invite your friend, a known alcoholic, to your party where you will know that his weaknesses, that his vices will be there, and you don't get him kind of drunk. You get him 4 times past the legal limit, double blackout drunk, near fatal levels of intoxication. You point the camera at him, you say, good job, do more. And then you don't make sure he's okay at all. The guy could have died, guys. And I think it's a joke that we're not making the proper people be accountable here.
You know what? Even if WestJet says he's 37, I still agree with him. But back onto the topic, the situation—
What do you mean if he says he's 37? Isn't he 37?
got so bad on Twitter that even Mango's wife started tweeting about it.
He has a wife?
Saying things like—
Wait, what?
Like, hope you enjoy your grace for banning Mango while encouraging him to get f***ing wasted. You Lud. And a bunch of other tweets that aren't very friendly towards Ludwig. And shortly after this, I don't know if she took down her account herself or it was banned, but her account isn't online anymore. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing all of this play out, I can definitely understand why they have this hate for Ludwig now. Because essentially, Mango's life has been ruined. He got dropped from his organization and he got banned on Twitch. And the person encouraging—
Wait, what is this? C9 dropping me, probably getting banned from tourneys. Fucking shit, man. No one to blame but myself, man. Never thought I could hit this low. Probably won't hear from me from a while. I'm sorry, everyone. Wish I was better. I had it all, but I fucking tossed it in the trash can.
Has been ruined. He got dropped from his organization and he got banned on
Yikes.
Twitch. And the person encouraging him to drink, which is Ludwig, also banned him from coming to any of his future events.
Nice.
While at the same time, now distancing himself from Mango, basically acting like he had nothing to do with the situation, even though it was all live streamed. So let me know what you guys think down below, if Ludwig should take accountability or if this is completely on Mango. And for me, I think it's a bit of both, but definitely be sure to put your thoughts down below.
Yeah, I definitely do think it's a bit of both, but at the end of the day, let's get those numbers up. Like, that's just not a great clip. Anyway, though, let's get those numbers up in terms of the subscribes and likes, so do both of those in this video if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys all later. Bye.